What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over the patch notes. It is January 13th, and Raven Software just announced a new update to Warzone. This update has a bunch of, weapon balancing, attachment balancing, and bug fixes, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read off all the patch notes that you see here to my left, and then I'm going to go over some of the weapon testing that I did with the DMR 14, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how good it is now and what this patch really did to the weapon. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, as far as the blueprints, so if you guys didn't know, the Gallantry Mac 10 blueprint that you unlock, I think at about Battle Pass tier 95, was way stronger than the regular base Mac 10. Making it way better than any of the other SMGs, making it, kind of like a pay-to-play scenario where you couldn't get this gun unless you bought the Battle Pass and you were tier 95, forcing a lot of people to buy the Battle Pass and use all those Battle Pass tier skips in order to get this gun and be, viable up close. I'm glad this has changed. It also tells me that they're at least aware of all the bugs that are in Warzone right now in its current state. Moving on to weapons, the DMR 14's bullet penetration was reduced from sniper to assault rifle. This is a big deal. I always notice with the DMR that, especially with those guys kind of hiding in like the random houses throughout Warzone, if you see a guy in a window, you can pretty much just shoot through the walls repetitively, randomly, and get a kill very easily. I'm glad to see that this was reduced, as well as damage fall off range is decreased. 55 damage before, 48 damage after 750 units. This is down 70% from 2,500 units. So from the testing that I did, this is going to decrease the effective damage range from about 60 meters to around 42, 45, 40 meters. The recoil was increased moderately for second and third bullet, increased slightly for the bullets after that. Again, I'm going to show the testing after this. It did significantly increase the recoil on this gun. I think these are all good changes. Locational damage multipliers adjusted. Headshot now does less than 100 damage after 750 units. This likely means you are not going to be able to 3-shot kill people anymore with a headshot with this gun, which is very good. Obviously, any gun that's semi-automatic, 3-shot kill in Warzone is going to be way too powerful. Lower torso reduced from 1.1 to 1.01. So at first, I wasn't sure what this meant, but after some testing, and I'll show you guys the video footage of it, the upper chest damage is still 60, but then the stomach damage is now 55, whereas before they were both 60. I don't love this change. I wish that it just made them both 55, especially because like semi-automatic guns are normally used by above average players because they're more unforgiving. What I mean by that is the fire rate's lower, so the more shots you miss, your time to kill increases dramatically. So I would have liked to see them nerf the upper chest down to 55 as well, just because most of the time above average high skilled players are hitting upper chest shots, so that's not going to be a huge change, but there is going to be a large change to this damage drop off right here where it was 60 meters down to 42. 42 is about where the other assault rifles lie. I think they range from about 30 to 35, so it's still more range on a semi-automatic gun, which does make sense in terms of like how Call of Duty's always done stuff, but it's not going to be as significant. Moving on to the Type 63, same thing. Bullet penetration reduced from sniper to AR. Damage fall off range is decreased from 60 damage before to 45 damage after 900 units. Another big, down 55% on the effective damage range, and I'm pretty sure this is a significant nerf to the damage as well. I actually think the Type 63 was up to maybe 72 damage if I remember correctly. I'm going to come out with a video shortly about the Type 63, comparing it to the DMR, and honestly, without this large recoil reduction on the Type 63, I think that this gun might end up being kind of the DMR's evil twin and reign supreme over Warzone for the next couple weeks, unfortunately. Burst pistol max damage reduced from 45 to 40. This doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's going to make it change from a 6-shot kill to a 7-shot kill. And because this is a burst weapon, it's now going to be 2 full bursts and then 1 half burst to kill somebody, making it, at the very least having to shoot off 3 bursts to kill. Looking at attachments, more nerfs on the DMR 14 and the Type 63. So the DMR 14 front grip vertical reduction removed. Horizontal reduction increased from 20% to 30%. This is another good sign that Raven Software and Activision and everybody working on Warzone is aware of the incorrect descriptions on weapons, on the weapon attachments for Black Ops Cold War, because it never said that you got vertical recoil reduction on the weapon. It still doesn't. And now it's removed. So this tells me that they're at least aware of these issues. Field Agent foregrip vertical recoil reduction decreased from 35% to 25%. That's a really big change. And horizontal reduction from 35% to 30%. Type 63, same thing, foregrip vertical recoil reduction removed. Hopefully they did this for all the guns if it wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, but who knows. Horizontal recoil reduction increased from 20% to 30%, another significant change. Spetsnaz ergonomic grip, this is kind of the field agent grip for all of the Russian weapons. Vertical recoil reduction decreased from 45% to 30%. That is a huge difference. I think that's almost down like 66% or no, like half, like 25%. Anyway, horizontal recoil reduction decreased from 45% to 40%. And then the burst pistol akimbo, another nerf, all location damage multiplier set to 1. I believe this means that if you hit a headshot with an akimbo burst pistol, it doesn't matter. It's still going to take, like I said before, 3 bursts to kill somebody, even with the akimbo pistols. I like this change, honestly, just because like if you hit a headshot on a gun that's akimbo and you can't ADS, it's kind of luck. So I like this change that it's just all set to 1. Tactical equipment. Player no longer gets inflicted tactical equipment Stim when dropping their weapons while cooking a grenade. Thank you, Warzone. So honestly, I'm sure you guys have seen this too. The other day I was playing and we had a really good game. We ended up getting second. I think we combined for 30 plus kills and we ended up losing to the Stim. So very glad that that got fixed, and it got fixed kind of shortly. I think that Raven Software taking over all of the patch stuff and weapon balancing on Warzone is really good. It's allowing Infinity Ward to kind of do other stuff, maybe come out with new content for Modern Warfare, allows Treyarch to focus on Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. There is a rumor that a ranked playlist is coming to that multiplayer because the community spoke. That game died very quickly. Not many people play Black Ops Cold War multiplayer anymore. So that is very good in terms of that game. Maybe that'll draw more people back. Kind of shows how, our wonderful free enterprise system does speak volumes. Anyway, challenges. Seasonal challenge fixes to appear track as intended. If you guys notice, the daily challenges sometimes like stuck or didn't track how they're supposed to. I know this happened to me. It probably happened to you guys as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the footage that I had from the weapon testing in terms of like where the DMR's damage is and kind of a base recoil, as well as what my build using the DMR looks like using the field agent foregrip and kind of how that recoil was adjusted as well. So this is footage of something I recorded previously. Right now we are in kind of that bot training lobby. This is the best way to, test guns right now as far as damage goes, unfortunately. As you can see, I had 400 damage. We're going to go ahead and find our bot right there, drop it in, track him, make sure I hit his upper chest, hit it, and I'm going to run away and check the damage. 460. So you can see upper chest, I recorded this today, upper chest still does 60 damage with the DMR. And now, same thing, damage still is 460. I hit him in the stomach, gonna run away, check it, now it's 515. The stomach hits 55 damage. Like I said earlier, I don't love this, but, it is what it is. That is the DMR 14 in its current state right now, post-patch. 60 damage upper chest, 55 damage to the stomach. And now we're going to move on and do the recoil. This is going to be a base DMR 14. I'm not doing anything to try and control the recoil. I'm 15 meters away. And I'm going to reload and shoot again. If you guys pay attention, you're going to be able to see that it is true that the second and third shot do kind of jump significantly. And then it kind of follows that snake pattern that we normally see from this guy.
Mag change. Gas is closing. Get to the...
So later in this video, I'm also going to show kind of like what this, in terms of time to kill, what happened to this weapon. And I'm also going to show this recoil pattern next to one that I captured earlier before the patch came out.
New safe zone.
So now we're going to take a look at my build for my loadout for the DMR 14. This is what I use: the agency suppressor, 18.3 inch titanium barrel, the field agent foregrip, 30 round speed mags, and the Celix Hollow Scout. This is going to be what I'm testing right now. Hopped into a plunder game, and you're going to see that the recoil on this gun is significantly higher than what it used to be. That was only 20 shots, by the way, and it went all the way up there. And then here, I believe I'm going to try and control the recoil just to see how you guys can see like how difficult it could be to control that large recoil. I lied. That's the same thing again. Okay, now I should go over, and yes, now I'm going to attempt to control the recoil. It looks like I'm staying on target, but you can see how large that cluster is. At a distance, maybe 30 to 40 meters, I'm going to start missing shots at that. So, as you can see, just from that, the recoil on the DMR 14 has been significantly increased, even with attachments, especially with that titanium barrel that's going to increase your fire rate by 22%. So, moving on to the spreadsheet. Let me move my camera out of the way so you guys can see everything better. So this is what the DMR looked like before the nerf. This is going to be the base weapon, and you can see that this is obviously a significant increase. The second one is probably what you should be focusing on, because the first shot's down here at the bottom, and you can clearly see the second shot, third shot, and then a line. Whereas before, it was kind of first shot, second shot, small bump, and then a small line. You can see it definitely goes out more and also vertical a lot more, making this gun much harder to use in Warzone, even with attachments, as you saw before. So, moving on, we're going to change the effective damage range from 60 to 42, making it 48 damage, starting at 45, and you can see that it did move down and make the gun worse. It was way out here, and you can saw the graph move. So now it's going to be a 6-shot kill after 45 meters, and then a 5-shot kill before that if you hit the upper chest. This is assume that you hit the upper chest. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to change this to 55, and nothing changed. That's what I thought. So the only difference between the upper chest shot and the stomach shot, it's still going to be a 5-shot kill, closer than 40 meters, but it's going to be, you know, if you have like a whole team using DMRs and they're both shooting you at the same time, you're going to feel a little bit different as that guy getting shot, just because it's going to do, you know, slightly less damage if they're hitting you in the stomach. So looking at the time to kill graph, this is all of the assault rifles that I've tested so far, which is most of the good ones, and then kind of curious about a few of the Black Ops Cold War weapons. So right here is the new DMR post-patch, kind of actually below everything, but you have to remember that this is without that barrel that increases the fire rate. So after you increase this by 22%, which is what it's supposedly supposed to do, you are going to see this kind of move up the graph. By the way, my time to kill graph is in reverse order. So the weapons on top have a shorter time to kill, therefore they're better. I do this just so it's easier to see, and you can see that the gun gets worse as it goes down. It's also slanted because I include the bullet velocity, how long it's going to take the last bullet to exit the barrel and hit the target, depending on how far away they are. And then I also have included the aim down sight speed. I do this just because that's kind of how you're normally going to feel how long it's going to kill somebody, how long it's going to take to kill somebody, just because nobody's just walking around ADS all the time. So with all of that being said, here's the DMR 14 right here. With the 22% increase to time to kill, I would expect it to fall somewhere up here. Actually, let's just go ahead and test it. We're going to go to the DMR, fire rate, 400. We're going to go equals times 1.22, bring it to 488, and then looking back, yeah, that's where I thought it was going to fall. It's this teal line above all of the other assault rifles except for the 2 AK-47s. Actually, this is the FFAR-1 and the AK-47 from Black Ops Cold War above it. But anyway, so this is where it's going to fall. Guns that are similar, like the meta weapons, here is the M4, this blue line right here. And then here is the Kilo, this pink line right here. So you can see that the DMR is slightly above these, but with that significant increase to recoil, I think this gun is going to make, the M4 and the Kilo more viable. I think this is what more people are going to begin to start using. I'm probably going to be playing with the DMR 14 today just to see how it goes. I'll probably comment below this video just to tell you guys kind of like how it feels. And but as of right now, this is how I'm going to be ranking my assault rifles once again. We're going to add recoil here as its cons. So right now I think the M4A1 is still the best, then the Kilo, and then the DMR 14. And then these kind of are middle tier, and then bottom tier right here. So that is it for today's patch notes video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, go ahead and give this video a like. Spend a lot of time on these videos, and if you want more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel with notifications on so you never miss a video. Thank you guys, and I hope you all have a great day.